God blimey, I've got the MORBS. Still, there's no need for a marriage face, even if you're not up to dick. So just let me finish these bags of mystery, my old chuckaboo. Then I'll put on me donkey's breakfast, give the old door knocker a quick tidy up, backslang it, and then you'll find me killing the canary in one of them penny gaffs on Whitechapel Road. So mind the grease, or I'll prod you with me rain napper, since I'm off to fake a poke or two. As long as you don't go and call the MUTTON SHUNTER on me. Now, if you are scratching your head wondering what on earth I've just said, worry not. I was merely chatting to you in slang that would have been familiar to many a 19th century Eastender. You see, people often say that they would love to go back and walk the streets of Whitechapel and Spitalfields around the time of the Jack the Ripper murders. Wouldn't it be great, they say, to meet with the 19th century locals and chat with them about their everyday lives? But if you were to, by some miracle of time travel, find yourself wandering along Middlesex Street, or sitting in the Ten Bells pub, or sauntering along Whitechapel Road, or being jostled by the locals on Brick Lane in 1888, then the chances are you wouldn't understand a word that they were saying. And as any seasoned traveller will tell you, being able to converse with the locals is one of the main joys of travel. If you can't understand a word that's being said, then you might inadvertently cause offence and end up copping a mouse. That is, getting a black eye, in the lingo of the 19th century East End. But here at the Jack the Ripper Tour, we are committed to giving you the authentic flavour of the Victorian East End, and one of the important things about experiencing it is the ability to be able to speak and understand the lingo. So pay attention at the back, because here comes the translation of my earlier soliloquy. Now, I'm sure you noticed that I didn't start slanging until I stated that I've got the MORBS, which basically means I'm a little bit down, blue, or depressed. That's not me, by the way. A marriage face, on the other hand, was a sad face, a reference to the fact that brides were meant to cry a lot on their big day. That's not me, by the way. Whereas being not up to dick meant that a person was not feeling too well. Perhaps they'd been poisoned by the bags of mystery they'd had for breakfast, or sausages as we know them today. The phrase bags of mystery was a reference to the fact that nobody could be sure exactly what was inside the sausages, which, if you think about it, is still the case today. My sincere apologies if you're eating them as you watch this. When I referred to you as my old chuckaboo, it was in fact a term of endearment, meaning simply that I consider you a favoured friend. And why wouldn't I? After all, you've either hit or are about to hit the subscribe button to follow my channel. That makes you a dear and favoured friend in my book. So what was I going to do with the donkey's breakfast? Well, I was about to put my straw hat on. The door knocker, which I was so eager to tidy up, was a popular style of Victorian beard, the most famous sporter of which was the novelist Charles Dickens, or Chas, as he was better known in these parts. When I said I was going to backslang it, I was informing you of my intention to exit the premises via the back door. You would have no need to, nor justification for, reporting me to animal welfare for killing the canary, since it was Victorian slang for shirking work. Why would I choose a Whitechapel penny gaff in which to spend a work-dodging day? Well, they were the theatres that charged the penny admission, and I could be entertained there to my heart's content without fear of being discovered by the boss or the missus. Mind the grease was simply my 19th century way of asking you to let me pass, whilst my threat to prod you with my rain napper meant that if you didn't move out of the way, I would jab you with the tip of my umbrella. In the friendliest possible way, of course. However, you may well have wanted to shout for a policeman, or a MUTTON shunter, as he was known by Victorian ne'er-do-wells, when I confessed my intention to fake a poke or two, since to fake a poke was underworld slang for pickpocketing. Nice watch, sir. Pleasure doing business with you. I'll be off then. A word to the wise, me old chuckaboo. Just be careful that you don't go straying into the wrong neighbourhood, where you might just end up getting batty-fanged by a muffin walloper, or even end up in the loaferys, which will most certainly wipe the smile off your Chevy Chase. To be batty-fanged meant to be beaten to a pulp, not a pleasant prospect for an eager time traveller, whilst a muffin walloper was a lady who liked nothing better than a good gossip over tea and muffins. The loaferys, meanwhile, was slang for the Whitechapel workhouse, and if you haven't yet figured it out, Chevy Chase was slang for your face. So there you have a quick primer in being able to hold your own, conversationally, in the Victorian East End of London around the time of Jack the Ripper and the Whitechapel murders. Yes, other phrases and words might come up as you converse with any Victorian Eastender who crosses your path, but at least you'll now have the ability to steer the conversation towards familiar territory as you look at him or her with the seasoned expression of a true local and tell them in no uncertain terms that you must be off. Oh, and don't forget to bid them olive oil before you hurl yourself into the seething mass of the Whitechapel crowds. See you around, me old chuckaboo. I'm off to get half rats. Oh, and don't forget to click the subscribe button down below. That's the ticket.